We have Vanessa. She came into the office a couple of weeks ago. She gave me an amazing cold call, introduced her product. Phones still work. That's the point of that saying. And she introduced me to what her services are. And I've heard people do these services and bits and pieces, but nothing from the whole package of how she delivers it for you and your customers and getting them ready to sell, getting them ready to move, getting them ready to move in and then set up their new home. Plus paint the walls, change the sinks, anything that you really need. So I thought it was pretty cool. I thought you guys deserve to hear this. I think it's great value. So Vanessa, how about you have the floor, explain your product. Hope you guys can see the presentation, and then we'll have some Q&A at the end, and then I'll give you an update of what's going on after this. All right, so everybody welcome.
You're amongst friends. You're amongst friends, don't worry.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the lovely introduction and for the opportunity to chat with you guys today. It's really nice to see some of you in person, so thank you for coming. So I'll just get right into it. So I am Vanessa. I'm the owner and principal of Designer Moves. And a big reason why I want to be here with you guys today is because what I could offer you and your clients is pretty unique. It's not a service that I could put in a box, say. So it would be hard to say, oh, I know a girl, she's a move manager, she has a move company, or I know a girl, she's an interior designer, I know a girl, home organizer. It's really the amalgamation of the skills that come together to really help your clients. Okay, so we can see here. So the core of what we do, we help homeowners transition from one home to another. So I used to say we help people move, or we make moving easy. And it is about the move, but more importantly, it's about creating ease when you're going from one space to another. Okay, and so how do we do that? So we do that with move management. So for those of you on Zoom, I don't know if you can see this, but that's move management, home organization, and interior styling. So I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about me and my background towards the end, because right now I really want to focus on you and how I can help you guys. But just so you know, I am an interior designer and I've been working in this industry for 15 years. And I've taken my skill set to the moving industry. And truthfully, it works because everyone says moving is easy, but when you're doing one part of the move, and then your clients are left with everything else around it. And that's really what I'm coming in to do. So when I'm amalgamating these skills, some people could say it's kind of like event planning, where you've got the project manager in the center really managing all the moving parts. And those moving parts, mostly when people are going from one home to another, lie within these categories. Mm-hmm. So in the first category, move management. Now, I know some of you guys do parts of this as well for your clients, which is why I'm not saying I'll necessarily do it all. It's all very dependent on your client. But these are some of the things that I can offer and that I can collaborate with you guys on. So we've got move management. So we've got quoting, scheduling, and management of packers, movers, cleaners, junk removal, carpet people, whatever it is that we need to do to, execute a move or execute a listing, prepare a listing, I should say, that falls into move management. Then we've got home organization. So it says furniture management, what goes where, downsizing, decluttering. So this actually could sometimes sit before move management, especially in your worlds, because oftentimes you're coming into a home that needs a lot of depersonalization. Sometimes people need to do a full half pack of their houses before you can even list the property, right? And so who knows what needs to be packed, what doesn't need to be packed? Who's thinking about what's going to fit in the next house? How do we stay organized with everything that's already packed? You can't just show up and throw everything in a box and then, list the house. You got to think ahead, what's going to happen when the house is sold. You've got to think about, what are we doing with all of this stuff? And we know that people have a lot of stuff. And then the third category is interior styling. So as someone who's been in the industry for however long, it's hard for me to do this work without thinking about interior styling, without thinking about interior design. I just can't help it. So it's part of my business. And so once somebody moves into a new home, so this is going to come in as well when we're talking about staging, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But when we're talking about the moving part, so transitioning from one home to another, we talk about unpacking and organizing. So when we're unpacking, we're organizing. We can't help it. We have to think about systemizing the kitchen. We have to think about, you know, where the furniture is going to go, where if we need closet organizers, et cetera, et cetera. Am I talking too fast?
Oh, going good.
Okay, thank you.
We're realtors.
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys on Zoom, are you, Mike's there? And
Yeah.
ready? Okay. Okay, so again, back to interior styling. So we've got furniture placement, furniture sourcing. So it's not always downsizing, especially not in the city, right? Sometimes you've got an investor that wants to rent a property out. They need new furniture. They don't want to have to deal with the headache of trying to deal with setting up the space. Sometimes it's a growing family. Recently, I had a family who had 2 kids under the age of 2 or 3, and the lady was pregnant. The gentleman was the partner of an accounting firm, and they were having a cesarean the day after their move, and they were moving into a larger home. So they needed help, and so, you know, that's where I could come in and not just help with the move, but help with setting up the new house and creating that sense of order and calm and ease for these clients. Okay.
I have a quick question about the scheduling and management of packers and movers and cleaners and all of that. Do you also outsource that? Do you call people, make the schedules and stuff?
Yes.
Or do we make the calls like
No.
look for movers? Oh.
So the whole point is to take away any work from the client.
Mm.
And so I have a team of my own packers. So I've got my own team. They're packers, they're organizers. They know how I like things to be organized. We're mostly women. You know, I don't know if that's relevant or not, but I do feel that there's a comfort level sometimes with that feminine energy when we're packing up homes. And then we do have some muscle as well. And we've got great moving companies. So depending on the property, we'll work with different movers, depending on the needs of the property. You know, cleaners, junk removalists. Anyway, all of these people that I work with are people that I've vetted, that I've worked with before. We have a good relationship. They are third parties, but you know, we're a team.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you
thanks for the
find
question.
yourself using one moving company, like over the years?
Yeah, there's 3-ish
Three?
that I really like. I've got the ones that are really affordable, but they don't really think ahead. But that's okay, because I'm here to think ahead. And then I've got the ones that think a lot ahead and that are used to more complex moves. And I don't know if you've got any corporate realtors here too, but
Relocation.
commercial realtors. But this moving company does a lot of commercial work, and I've done 1 or 2 commercial projects. I think that the connection with the homeowner is a big part of my value, and you know, just like you, but sometimes I into the mix. We don't need to talk about that. Okay, so moving on. So who do we help? Realtors, you, all of you. Busy professionals. So like that's the story of the guy with 3 kids and, you know, the growing families and downsizers. So I'll just read what it says here for you on Zoom. So it says, our aim is to provide seamless moving experiences for people who want ease. So sometimes that's the busy professional too, who just doesn't necessarily want to do anything. You know, they're like, I don't want to do this. Can I just throw a couple grand at it and just get it done? Yeah, sure. Okay. For those needing support, so busy professional, growing families, downsizers, sometimes that support is emotional. I do really think about emotional support. That is, as you do too. You know, that's a big deal. And sometimes it's physical. And for those wanting to maximize their moves, so those are the people that you know those people that are like, I just wish a designer could come in and help me move and just set it all up. Well, that's for those people. So we use our varied skill set to address the many facets that come with transitioning from one home to another. From planning to styling, we offer truly turnkey experiences, and our clients are raving about the experience. So that I don't want to toot my own horn, but I've had really amazing reviews. And to be honest, I'm being really honest, this is only my second presentation ever. I've been in business for 4 years, and a lot of my work has come through word of mouth, which I'm really proud of. And so that's what it's about for me. It's just about creating those experiences that are going to yield more business. And I like to connect closely with my clients and collaborators, you guys. So that's how that's happening. So, okay. So I've put a few testimonials because I was just talking about those rave experiences. I'll read you the first one just because it creates a little bit of context. The first one says, wow, we can't believe how enjoyable it was to move. We even went to Palm Springs while it was all happening. The best part was seeing our new home fully set up and organized when we got home. It was better than we could have imagined. Our rooms were styled beautifully. Every drawer and cupboard was organized, and our beds were clean and ready to sleep in. We really didn't lift a finger, and our home looked and felt so good. So with this particular couple, number one key to executing a move like this is
Dialogue.
anybody else?
A vision of what you want your house, or
The answer is trust. So for somebody to give me their keys and say, see ya, we're going on vacation.
stuff and
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
I had another
Trust.
person live in a house for 20 years, Joyce, lovely Joyce. And Joyce was like, can I just go to Portugal while you do this?
That would be, I would totally be like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, we spent a day in the house putting stickers on everything she was ready to part with. She was a really lovely client who was really ready to move on. And, there was a lot of, just a ton of work while she was gone. And she came home and all the lights are dim to the perfect. I know when people are coming home, I put the lights on right. It smells nice, it's clean. It's just a really nice experience for people to walk into their new house that you just sold them. And they just love it. So they love the experience, right? And that experience comes from you because you guys referred me, and we are collaborating. This is not just about me. It's about you guys having a good resource for your clients. And then your clients saying, oh my gosh, my realtor was great. And we had this other girl help us too, and so on and so forth. Okay, next question.
Question on
Yes.
Zoom. What was the cost for someone to give you the keys and go to Palm Spring and then have everything set? This is the pricing
I'll tell you.
question. Yeah.
I'll say for something like that, this was a 5,000 square foot home.
Oh.
From Kitts to North Van, and it was about 17 grand.
It's a big home, 5,000 square foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, but, yeah. I mean, sometimes it's not always about square footage. It's about how many people live in the home, because stuff accumulates based on, if you've got 2 kids, you got stuff. You got 3 kids, you have a lot of stuff. You have 4 kids, it just depends as well. So, this particular home was not overly filled. It was just a couple and their baby. So, but yeah, between the move and the cleaners, in this case, we changed the locks too. We put electronic keypads in. I styled everything. So all the styling and organizing comes through me, or I'm directing my team, and then we have all the other people in the mix as well. And between all of them and my services, it was about 17,000.
Yeah, because you probably do junk removal too, right? So
Yeah.
if people have a bunch of stuff, you take it down to the downhill wherever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty inexpensive
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Yeah, this house didn't have any junk removal. This particular house there was no painting, there was no carpet, it was kind of straightforward. It was a pack, move, unpack, organize. And so we'll talk about pricing a little more at the end, because I know that's a big question. But now I want to move on to, so I've talked a lot about what I can do for your clients, what kind of resource I can be for you, but I want to talk about what I can do for you guys now. So we are your ally. So we help realtors prepare their listings for sale. So obviously, if we've got skills in interior design, in interior styling, home organization, we've got resources, we can help with staging, right? We're not a typical staging company. I don't have a plethora of staging inventory, but I will show you how I go about preparing one of your listings for sale. So 1 week with us can amount to hundreds of thousands of dollars for your clients, which I know sounds a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Vain, or I don't know, maybe I'll show you why I'm saying this, okay? So here's an example of how I earned a client $400,000. So we have this house here, okay? Now, the house, when the realtor first came into the space, looked like this. Angelica, can you share this one?
Yep.
Yes. Thank you. So the slide on the left is the house before anything was done. So this was a house in West Van, 100-year-old house. The realtor was going to list it for 2.5 when he saw the house. So that's the price. But he was like, I don't know, maybe I'm leaving money on the table. Some work's got to get done here. What is that? What do I need to do? So he called me, and I spent a week in the home with my team, decluttering, packing up some of the things that, like we were talking before, doing some packing, painted a couple of walls. The basement was like a dungeon, so we painted that all white. We put in clean carpeting, and then we brought in a few pieces of furniture, not much. So if you look in this photo, what furniture has changed?
The chairs.
Yeah,
Anything else?
chairs. Not much.
The carpet gone.
Oh, yeah.
Throw rug. And then the other thing on the right hand side of this side.
Oh, you'll see it in the next slide. It's in the next one.
Yeah.
But not much. It's the chairs
Yeah.
Yes.
and the wall.
Yeah.
I painted the wall.
And
Because
then
no one wants red in their listings. No red in their no red allowed. Anyway, yeah, so we changed our 2 chairs.
Yeah.
And then we cleaned up,
Mhm.
we painted, and we worked with as much as we possibly could. Okay, here's another angle.
wow, so much better, hey?
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah. So like any stager out there, we aim for bright, airy, and clean vibes. Always.
Mhm.
So I actually have, oh shoot, I'm missing a slide. Oh no.
Don't worry about it.
I had more, yeah, that one. Yeah,
I'm sharing it.
oh, okay. Okay, great. So for those of you on Zoom, you can see another example of more, sorry, I added it in the end, and so I opened the wrong presentation. Anyway, there's another example for those of you on Zoom. If you look at the photos on the right, oh, it's okay. Oh, no, the other page. No, the one before that, the one you just showed me. Yeah, there you go. So if you look at the photos on the right, sorry guys, for those of you here.
Sorry, we can see it later. No problem.
Okay, so for those of you on Zoom, that the photos on the left are the same house that I showed you here. And the ones on the right are a different, I think they're pretty relevant for condo and townhouse owners, where you can see that we've just shifted a few pieces around, took down the personalized art, and really highlighted the design feature of that home. So you've got the fireplace, which is, the real feature. When you walked in the door, that's the first thing you saw. So we opened it up to really showcase these beautiful elements that the house has to offer.
Mhm.
You guys can look at this photo after.
Sure. We'll do it after on that PowerPoint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so next slide. So this is some of my work too. These 2 photos are staging photos. Oh, I opened the wrong presentation. It doesn't matter. Oh, shoot. You and I have different presentations. I made some changes. But the point is that these are this is more imagery of my work. It's always clean, crisp. And I'd like to add that emotional attachment. So that like that designer layer that makes people go, who lives here? It's so
Mhm.
nice in here.
Mhm.
I want to live here. And so,
It looks like a catalog.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Is there another, you have another photo too. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you on Zoom, so that's a photo of me using people's personal belongings to style their spaces. That's all people's stuff. And sometimes in new homes, you've got beautiful shelves and people want to see, people love when you take their things and you style them. It's a really nice experience for people. Again, it just adds more to the experience of your new home and your things looking cute in your new home and
Mhm.
you feeling really good about your new space.
You can really envision yourself living in it too,
Yeah,
using your own appliances and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Okay, what slide do you have now? Do you have other benefits to realtors?
That's
We
the
have
one.
the same now.
Other benefits.
Maybe I have the other one open here. It's the same. Okay. Okay, let's talk more about you guys. So other benefits to you guys, okay? So once your listing is sold, you can professionally hand off the hand holding. So when you guys sell a property, you're like, oh, make a sale, yeah, done deal, closed deal. Do you guys still get calls?
Sure, of course.
Yeah.
And is it overwhelming at this point? Like or no?
Like having it from a client?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah. I have
yeah,
a friend that's still trying to set up her place.
okay.
Is that what you mean? Like, are they overwhelmed?
Yeah, I'm just wondering like the extent to which you guys still feel attached to the client once your job is done.
They always stay attached. That's their
Mhm.
job.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Job is never done,
mhm.
because it may sell again.
Right. Yeah.
You never know, right?
Well, I mean, I totally get that. And it's super important. I would imagine in my mind that at this point you could say, here's a referral of somebody who can really help you with everything that's on your plate going forward and help you with the actual moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then again, it's a resource for you to be able to share and I'm really again about collaborating with you guys and making you guys look as good as possible. We win together. So
So you would also do the painting of the new place or cleaning up if it's necessary or setting everything up,
yes, absolutely.
and staging the original place if it needs.
Yeah.
Before the sale.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes too, I've had clients who have, had Linda, she had a cute condo, needed some love, and she bought a new condo in Campbell River that needed to be furnished. So similar spaces. So I purchased a lot of the staging inventory for a lot of the stuff I purchased for Campbell River. I was actually storing it in her condo, but by storing it, I staged it. And so a lot of this, we're going to talk about that in a second, but we can purchase inventory versus renting inventory. So a lot of the staging companies out there are really about their goal. What's their goal?
To make money.
It's everybody's goal to make money, I guess.
To stage your house.
Yeah, and also
Right.
to rent furniture. How do they make money? They rent furniture. Okay, but I don't have my own inventory. That is not my goal. My goal is to do whatever we need to do. So I call it customized staging because sometimes, look, last week I styled a really, really high-end house, and it's in the double-digit millions. It's not gonna sell in a month or two, right? It's gonna take a while, and so I took a budget and I used that. The furniture was already really great, but it needed accessories and art and florals and rugs and stuff like that. And so I took that small budget, was really wise with it. I don't want to tell you because you're going to expect me to recreate it. But I took $5,000 to stage a $17 million house. And when the homeowner walked in, again, I don't want to tell you this part because I don't want to sway you, but the homeowner wants to stay a little longer. Now that the house looks really great. And so
Oh.
she's still gonna list, of course, but
You're like, don't
It
worry,
made
my
that-
next house looks even better than this.
yeah, the point is that's the kind of difference that it makes. It created the emotional attachment that she always needed for her home, which is just that second layer. And now it doesn't matter how much I spend because there isn't a $6,000 a month rental fee. And so however long the house takes to sell, no one is worried about that $6,000 a month. And, you know, we did what we needed to do. I'm not saying it happened. This can happen in every case. This house was fully decked out with beautiful furniture. But every single situation I can analyze and customize.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we offer staging consultations. We have mastered the art of tactfully advising homeowners. So Michael, I think you were talking about that the other day too, is as realtors, sometimes you don't necessarily want to be the one to say, you know, your house is not showing so well. Sometimes you want that third party to come advise and be professional and tactful about, you know, explaining to people what will make their home a home versus a product, or a product versus a home, right? So again, I'll talk to you a bit more about my experience in a minute, but I did spend 5 years working for Decora Staging. And so my whole job was to do that. So every day, multiple times a day. So I've mastered the art. Okay, we are a unique resource. We talked about that before as to why we're a unique offering. And again, it's really because we're amalgamating the different skill sets to create seamless experiences. And we are your collaborators. So this home that I showed you before, where the realtor listed it for, did I tell you in the end what he sold it for?
Nope.
No.
Okay, so when I first walked into the house, can we go back to this slide?
A $17 million house?
No, this is different. So this one was 2.5. 17 is really high, by the way. It's not like I'm doing those every single day.
Yes.
But you know, I'm just trying to show the range and the gamut. So anyway, this particular home, 2.5, came in, did some staging. At the end of the week, he sold it, or not even sell, he listed it for 3.2. And at the end of the transaction, it sold for 3.1, which I know is more than 400,000, but he told me it was a $400,000 up level. So they spent about $10,000, so 10 grand to make 400,000.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's the power, right? It matters.
What about
And all the
staging?
people who think it doesn't matter are leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So again, that's why we're your collaborators. So I have lots of experience. I know you do too. Together, we brainstorm. And so Cash, oh, sorry, I said his name. Sorry. This realtor that I'm talking about, doesn't matter. He's all for me telling his name. He was telling me, one of the things that he likes to do for his clients, junk removal. He's got a pickup truck. He loves to do that. That's his value add. And so he did all the junk removal. He was there all the days that we were downsizing and styling and cleaning. He was like, okay, Vanessa, what can I do to, you know, and the homeowner could see that. And so it wasn't about taking his value away. It was about working together. And even on my budget sheet, I did have a $3,000 fee for junk removal, which I crossed out and said, you know, on cash. And the homeowner could see that he was putting, you know, you guys are putting money in to earn your commissions. Sometimes you don't have to put money in. Sometimes you could just put time in, right? But we need a value to that. Sometimes your clients don't know what the value of what you're doing is. They just take it for granted. Okay. Pricing. So quotes include cost of services and my time, designer moves time. Quotes provide your client with big picture pricing. So again, before you said, how much does a big move like that cost? Well, I'm adding up all those costs at the start of the move, and I'm able to say to your client, okay, look, your move's probably going to cost 15,000, 10,000, 5,000, whatever. Condos, maybe 7, It doesn't always have to be these big numbers. But essentially I'm amalgamating all the services required plus project management time, and then we get a number, and that's how I price. Staging consultations, $375. So if you just want a couple hours of my time, collaborator for a few hours, $375.
Mhm.
And then we talked about staging items being able to be purchased versus rented. And then I wrote average project fee, 5 to 10,000. I'm assuming that many of you are selling condos, townhouses.
Mhm.
And again, there's different types of projects. So be a staging project, be a move. I put those numbers in just for a little bit of context to give you a number. Okay, and I'm gonna stop talking and then we can have a chat, but just so you know, I said at the beginning, I was gonna talk to you about me a little bit. So I'm the owner and principal of Designer Moves. I was a senior staging consultant for Decor Staging. They were around for a really long time. They were one of the first companies to start staging in Vancouver, and they did a lot of the luxury staging in the city. So yeah, so that's some credentials there. After that, I went to work as a general manager for a prominent design firm. I also have a Quebec real estate license. So I did the 8 months of school in Quebec at LaSalle College, and I learned all about contracts and all about marketing, and I learned all about what your job is. And while I took that experience in a different direction, I understand what your goals are, and I'm here to help you achieve them. And I have 20 years of experience. So yeah, that's been working for a long time. So, and then I do not want to omit. Sorry, guys.
We're sharing it on Zoom.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, at the bottom it says a trustworthy team of packers, movers, cleaners, painters. I don't want to pretend like I'm doing this all by myself. I am the face of the company as I am the owner, and but oh my gosh, it is not just me. Like there's a lot of people that come and support the process. That's it.
You don't pay.
My husband does.
Carpentry, plumbing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. That's me. Yeah.
Is there any questions?
Do we have any questions on Zoom, guys?
Before.
You mentioned Decora. Are they still around?
No,
They're done.
yeah. Yeah, they shut down couple months, maybe last year.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? It's pretty recent.
Yeah.
All good.
No questions?
No questions.
Well, thank you so much. You have here. Thank you so much.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Question.
Okay, come on back in.
Do you also do boats?
Boats. That sounds really fun. I'm gonna say yes.
Yes?
Yeah, sure.
But I think Mike Walton has a listing,
It's a
right?
boathouse.
Yeah.
The boathouse listing. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds really fun. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much. That was for your second one. That was amazing.
Yes.
The takeaway here, guys, is Heather and I have used, we had a house in North Van. I thought I knew a lot about real estate and stuff, and we decided to get what was called back then a restager. So the restager makes you guys all look good because you're not the bad guy telling us our walls are dirty, our floors need buffing, get rid of that picture on the wall of whatever. She's the bad guy. She's the one telling them what they need to do. And your guys' job is to secure a listing, put a marketing plan together and execute. But her job is to help you with that plan, which makes the property better. And I don't care if it's a $12 million home or a $500,000 condo, little bits really do help. And clean is the most important, because I know pretty much everybody that's been in the business for a while has taken a listing and it just sucks because the owner won't clean it out. She will help you get that done. It's not a promise that it will be done, but having somebody else's opinion on it sure does matter. Because yeah, even for me, when I say stuff to you guys what works in the marketplace, but you bring somebody else in that reiterates that, the message gets delivered a little bit better. So, but I love the idea from starting of the listing to putting your customer into a new home. Not everybody's going to just hand Vanessa the keys, but have that assistance sure makes your services and and what you do look so much better. And not everybody's going to use their service, but having that in your pocket to offer, to me, is a wow. It's a wow factor. So thank you for the cold call. And guys, I tell you what, pick up the phone, call your customer. She didn't know who I was. She picked up the phone and introduced herself, and it was a lovely introduction and an easy chat.
How could that be? She didn't know who you were.
I have no idea. I don't even think, why did you call us?
Actually, it was, I follow you guys on Facebook and I saw that you were having someone talk and I thought, well, I should talk too.
Good, well,
Picked up the phone.
thank you, Anjali and Justin and Angel for making us look really good on our social media.
Awesome.
Thanks, buddy. And so, yeah, so anyway, I don't have any new and crazy news. It's picking up.
Mhm.
I think we're gonna have a good summer market. So if you're here for the summer, keep your phone next to you because it will ring, but you got to make some noise in order to make the phone ring.
Mhm.
So have a great week. If you need me or Doug, give us a call, text, email, WhatsApp. Okay, guys, take care.